Hello, this is Mike from Boulder again. And in a previous video where I talked about the setup outside of my camper, I showed the arrangement for the cooking area I use, which I found very useful for me. And so I thought I'd cover a little bit more about it, and particularly how I created the support shelf, which is probably the critical aspect of this thing. This kind of just shows it. This is the shelf that I ended up building that attaches to the trailer. Uh, on top of it, I can keep my little propane stove because I prefer to do all my cooking outside. Although inside the trailer, I have a 2-burner propane stove that I do use occasionally, heat water or do some short little cooking. But I prefer to keep all the cooking smells outside. Uh, so this is the critical part. The other thing which has been a great help is this little metal 3-tiered shelving system, or whatever you want to call it. Normally what I'll do is once I'm at the campsite, I'll pull out whatever cooking utensils I'm going to need. That includes my little kettle for hot water, kind of a percolator that I mainly use for coffee, cooking pots, pans, a pressure cooker I use primarily for heating up frozen meals. But anyway, I can store all of that there, and I don't need to be going in and out of the trailer a lot. Again, the other item, critical kind of here, is a small little portable table I'll have off to the side, as invariably you need to kind of put things down. So those are kind of the 3 elements. Another reason I kind of like this is occasionally when I've been at a national park, if there have been recent reports of bears or other wild animals kind of coming through the camp area, the rangers there, the camp hosts, will often come through and say you have to move all your cooking stuff inside. So if that's the case, I can just pick this up, stick it inside the trailer door while I'm away, and it works just perfectly. The other thing, what I've kind of done is I've made a little cover that snaps onto the trailer. And if I just want to make the area look a little nicer, I can just unroll this cover and it just kind of hides everything. So with the propane stove folded up and this cover, you would hardly even notice anything was here. So what I'd like to do next is just show you how I fabricated this particular shelf. So we'll take a quick break. Okay, this is a view of that table shelf upon which I can mount my propane stove. And this is a view of the underside of the basic elements. And we'll look at some closer views of this. Basically, it's a 12 by 36 inch laminated shelf I just got from Home Depot. And then what I needed to do was create a couple support legs that would then help, support it against the trailer. But first of all, I needed a way to connect it to the little mounting bracket that is on the trailer itself. And as it turns out, if you just look here, this actually is one of these little adapters you can use to create a shelf system yourself, where the little slots here would end up having little a hook in like shelf supports. And quite often you see that against a wall. But it turns out that fit perfectly on the little bracket that was on the side of the trailer. So just to create a couple of the support systems, a little shelving, I just ended up making, some wooden little shelf supports that I mounted with on hinges because I wanted this entire thing to be able to fold flat when I store it in the trailer. And then to make some adaptions that would go against the trailer, that's what these are. And what I ended up doing was just drilling a kind of a larger hole and epoxying or gluing in a nut. And then this is a little a bolt that would fit that. And I then simply drilled a smaller hole into the wood so I could screw this nut in or out. So this gave my ability to kind of adjust how far. It didn't have to be exactly the measurements to fit against the trailer to hold the shelf pretty level. And then I just got one of these little bumper type pieces that I could then just put on the end of it. So one final addition to this was just to ensure the thing wouldn't collapse on me when we have it up. You can see a little hook eye arrangement right here, which then I can hook in, and that just prevents this from shifting at all. So I have one for the other side and similar hook arrangement. The last little thing here, you see this little bit of shock cord hooked into an eye, is I wanted some way that I could then anchor this thing to ensure I couldn't accidentally knock the whole shelf off. So this now kind of stretches down once I have the shelf in place and hooks down over the little the plastic, what you could see as a little kind of a opening cover to where the propane hose typically would come out. So anyway, this was quite easy to build and probably saved me a lot of money, and it allowed me to go ahead and use my own propane heater. So hopefully if that's helpful to you, maybe give a quick heads up on your rating or whatever for the video, and we'll have some more. Thank you. Well, since I do occasionally enjoy grilling, I did have this small portable grill that actually was set up for propane, and I just took out the innards, and that gives me a perfect little thing to carry along in that red tote bag for whenever I occasionally want to grill something. And I didn't have to buy that expensive addition that I could hook up to the trailer. And just looking at the inside, it's just now a small portable charcoal grill that I can set up on a picnic table, and I'll just put a layer of tin foil underneath it to protect the wood, but it works perfectly fine.